So what do you expect me to say?
Let's get him!
I know you feel this way.
Hey there, what's up internet? My name is BlackLightAttack and today we've got a PU battle. This is against our buddy Hardyt3kyoyo, who is a fellow TGN director and fellow Pokemon aficionado. Please go check out his channel. He puts a lot of effort into his videos and he does a good job. So the link is in the description as always. So looking at the teams, we got some interesting teams. I've got the Beast, physically defensive Stunfisk, who is an absolute monster in this tier. The specially defensive Gothitelle, which is a beast in both this tier and NU. I've got a Leavanny with Swords Dance, and I'm going to try to use me first on this thing. I saw Pyrotaz using some very interesting me first sets, and I wanted to give it a try, kind of get my brain around how it works exactly. It doesn't turn out too well in this game, but I'm working on it. Scarf Seismitoad for some reason, it's PU, whatever. A utility Simisear, which has Sub-Wisp, Taunt, and Flamethrower, and then a Rock Polish Sweeper Sudowoodo. On his team, he's got a Luxray, which is always a pretty big threat, even when I see it in NU rather than PU. And he also is matching two of my Pokemon, Simisear and Sudowoodo. Good choices, my man. And then he's got a Rotom Freezer form, a Leafeon, which I am surprised is even in PU because it's a pretty damn good Pokemon, and Whiscash, which is always good to see because I love me some Whiscash. Whiscash, I can talk. So I'm gonna lead off with my Stunfisk because I want to get rocks up, and yeah, we'll see what we can do from here. So squaring up, he's going to lead off with his Luxray. As I said, I'm going to lead off with my Stunfisk, just trying to get rocks up. And I'm pretty lucky that he went out into Luxray because Luxray is a physically oriented Pokemon. He can't really pull off a special set all that well. And I'm not really fearing too much. I do know he carries the Ice Fang, and that is what he goes for on the first turn. And it only deals about a third, so I'm looking pretty good to keep taking those, especially because I carry the Earth Power and I got my rocks up, so that's good news. And if he wants to try to go for the Ice Fang again, I don't really mind. I'm just going to go straight for the Earth Power, see what happens, because pretty much everything except for Rotom is not going to appreciate the Earth Power, which I think would have been the smarter play here, but I guess he expected an electric attack, like Discharge, which I do carry, to try to paralyze his Luxray, which I was thinking about, but I decided to just go straight on the offensive. And now I know Whiscash really likes to set up Dragon Dances. I don't want to let that happen unpunished, especially since I'm doing around a third. So I am going to go straight for the Earth Power while he sets up a substitute, and it's not going to work out for him because I'm going to break it. And I'm content to actually just stay in here and keep going for the Earth Powers. So I'm going to speed this up. It's a pretty long match anyway. So he does decide to go for the Earthquake on this turn, which is going to do a decent chunk of damage. Does about half. Still pretty beast that Stunfisk is able to take it that well, but you know, it is Earthquake, it is stab super effective, so he's going to switch out here, not wanting to lose his Whiscash, I can't say that, it's a tongue twister. So his Rotom comes out, he does make a good play, goes for the Levitate. Obviously I don't want to take a Blizzard from this thing, I'm not specially defensive, and that's going to hurt a lot. I'm pretty sure it's going to KO, but surprisingly on this turn he goes for the Trick. Now I know that Rotom is usually Scarfed and usually carries Trick, but I wasn't really expecting it on that turn. I'd made it pretty clear that I wanted to stay in with Stunfisk, and I was hoping that that would lead him to believe that I would stay in again and have him go for the Blizzard, but nope. He does make a pretty good play, go for the Trick, pretty much cripples me for the rest of the game, and luckily his Blizzard misses on this turn while I attack him with a Toxic, which is great because in addition to the Stealth Rock, considering how much Rotom likes to switch in and out, he's going to be taking a lot of residuals, so I like residuals, make me happy. So and now I'm thinking this turn he's probably going to want to Volt Switch out, so I am going to go into my Seismitoad in order to trap this guy, avoid the damage, and basically make his turn useless, and on top of that just rack up a little bit more poison damage, because that's just going to go really nicely. So Seismitoad's sitting there staring him down, and he is Scarfed, as I said, so I'm going to be able to hopefully hit something pretty hard. Now I was expecting a switch into Leafeon because Leafeon does resist both my water and my ground stab, so I went for the Sludge Wave, but he stays in and actually takes it, goes for the Trick. You know, I kind of wish I went for a Hydro Pump in this situation, but he called me very nicely, and that's also going to cripple my Seismitoad for the rest of the game. And that's really bad. I'm not looking too good right now. Now I know he's probably going to go for the Blizzard on his last turn alive, but I'm pretty sure that Seismitoad can take it. He is a pretty bulky monster, even though I have no defensive or HP investment or anything like that. But I know another Sludge Wave is going to take him out, and that will be the death of Rotom, so he can't do any more trick shenanigans. It would have really sucked if he was able to trick a Scarf onto two of my guys. That would have really blown. But so he's going to come out with the Leafeon, And now I'm thinking he's probably trying to scare me out from the Leaf Blade, and I'm going to go for a Swords Dance or maybe a Wish or a Heal Bell or something. But I'm just going to call that and just go straight for the Sludge Wave. And that is probably the first really good play I make this game. I'm going to nail him really hard, and it is going to one-hit KO, which is awesome. Now I'm like pretty much, Seismitoad, you've done your job. I don't really need you anymore. So he's going to stay in here to die as he sends in his Luxray again. And I want to see now, based on my last encounter with him, I'm pretty sure he's choiced in some way. I don't know which way, but the fact that he didn't switch up moves and he didn't take Life Orb Recoil or anything like that makes me think he's choiced. So that means I'm going to get to sacrifice Seismitoad to see what he wants to lock himself into, and he does lock himself into Superpower, which is great because that means he is down 1 attack, down 1 defense, and that means I can send in Gothitelle, who also resists it and basically force a switch. Now, unfortunately, I am choice Scarfed, but scaring him out means more residuals and free damage on whatever wants to switch in. Now, I probably should have gone for a Toxic here, but I was thinking if he sent in something squishy, I could nail it with a Psyshock. Unfortunately, he goes into his Sudowoodo, who takes pretty much nothing from that Psyshock, because it does calculate the physical defense of the opponent. And he's going to scare me out with the Sucker Punch, obviously, but instead he goes for the Stealth Rock, which is a good play. And now I'm thinking this thing is probably defensive, and now I'm kind of doubting my switch into Leavanny. If he had been offensive, then I'm pretty sure I could have taken a Sucker Punch. He's just gone for a Leaf Blade, got a lot of damage off, but since he's physically defensive, not really so sure. But now here I really should have just taken the Sucker Punch and gone for a Leaf Blade, but I just wanted to play with my new toy, which is me first, and decide to use it, grab it, and I do get a Stone Edge, but mine misses and his hits, and that's really unfortunate because even though it wouldn't have been stab or anything, me first does give you pseudo stab. It multiplies the power of the attack by 1.5, and it would have done a pretty decent chunk of damage. Did the damage calc, would have done about a third to him, and unfortunately here he finishes me off with the Sucker Punch. I'm surprised it didn't one-hit KO in the first place, but now I tried to me first on that turn, but apparently me first does count as an attacking move, and which I think is kind of weird because it's not exactly an attacking move, but that's why I'm using it. I'm trying to learn how it works. So I'm going to go into Simisear because he is a Super Troll set, and I'm not really fearing anything that Sudowoodo can do to me because I do have Substitute, and of course I'm faster. So I'm really just hoping I can sub down and then just avoid Stone Edges, maybe have a miss one. And I'm going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, and that's my second miss. And he's going to go for the Stone Edge to break my sub, and that's, I think, 2 that he's hitting around. This is actually going to get sped up because it is kind of stally. I'm just going to keep going for these substitutes and really hope that he misses a Stone Edge. And he's there he goes, he hits 3 in a row, and now I'm starting to get a little frustrated. I'm just like, come on, I only had 1 Stone Edge and I missed it. Can you please just miss one? Going to go for another sub. He goes for another Stone Edge, 4 in a row that he's hit. And I'm just shaking my head. I do have enough for 1 more sub though, so it is what I'm going to go for. I'm going to sub down to my very last, down to 3 HP, and he's going to go for another Stone Edge, and he does of course hit that one, 5 in a row. Really unfortunate that I just couldn't get a sub up, and I missed my Will-O-Wisp, which is really what I wanted to have on him to begin with. But luckily here he goes for the Sucker Punch, I go for the Will-O-Wisp, and that's 3 misses. So man, it's really annoying mishacks going on here. I also don't have enough for another substitute, so I figure I'm probably dead this turn. Just go for the Will-O-Wisp and pray that I don't miss 3 in a row. I do finally land one, and he's going to finish me off with the Stone Edge. So my troll set ended up being a huge victim to mishacks and not getting any mishacks of his own on the opponent. So anyway, I'm sort of hoping here that since he's a defensive set, he's not going to have the Wood Hammer. He showed me Stealth Rock and Stone Edge and Sucker Punch, but I don't know his 4th move, and I'm just hoping it's not Wood Hammer, but it is. Luckily for me, it's not doing that much because he's not a physically offensive build like I am, but I got my Rock Polish off, so that's pretty cool. I don't think I'm going to be able to outspeed his Luxray even after the Rock Polish, but I'm Jolly Nature, full speed investment, and my Wood Hammer is doing a lot more than he is, and my wood's bigger, so there. And I'm just going to keep going for that, slamming him with it. And I think on this turn I am going to take him out here. Now he goes for the Sucker Punch, which is a smart play. I probably could have predicted this and gone for the Sucker Punch of my own, just just to save myself a little damage. But I'm not sure that would have KO'd, maybe after the burn. But luckily I live, and another Pokemon lives with 3 HP. I live my Life Orb Recoil with 3 HP. He's going to bring out his Luxray, and now I'm thinking that he might double switch to double intimidate me, but no, he doesn't. He does just stay in and allow me to go for the sucker punches, get a little bit more damage off. Of course, a little less damage since I got intimidated, but it is going to give me some free damage and get a preview of what he's going to lock himself into. And now I'm down to just my 2 defensive Pokemon, my Gothitelle, which is Scarfed, and my absolutely beast Stunfisk. And now that I know he's locked into Ice Fang, of course I'm going to go with the Gothitelle because it's not super effective against her. And I'm just going to keep going for this Dark Pulse. Luckily for me, he pretty much has to switch here because he's not going to win this fight. He's going to go out into his Quagsire. I'm just going to keep going for this Dark Pulse. I decided to go for the Dark Pulse over the Psyshock. I don't really know why. I guess his team, I'm pretty sure Luxray is more defensive. I don't know. I really don't know what I was thinking at this point. To be fair, I was playing this at 3 a.m. and I was at work and I was pulling a double, so I was on my 12th consecutive hour of work while I was playing this. Due to a scheduling conflict, I had to work the double, so it kind of sucked. But I got to play Pokemon, so it's cool. So anyway, he goes into a Specs Simisear. I expected this thing to be Specs from the beginning, but I couldn't tell. But once he goes for the Overheat, first thing I know he's Specs. And luckily I live one. That means he's going to have to go for 2 of them in order to kill me. And that is awesome because Gothitelle gets to get some more damage off on him, and he's now at -3 if you count the Specs. So we're going to go into Stunfisk, and it's all up to Stunfisk. Let's see, even though he's not specially defensive, can he take a -3 Overheat from a Simisear and then an Ice Fang from his Luxray, which is still alive. And I'm looking pretty promising here with the amount of damage that it did, so of course I'm going to finish him off with the Earth Power. And Stunfisk actually got Pain Split in this in Black and White 2, so I do have that. But since both of his Pokemon are so low, I don't have any opportunity to regain any health, which sucks. But after the Leftovers recovery, I'm really thinking I'm looking good. And obviously being faster to begin with, not to mention his Choice Scarf, he is going to be moving first. So let's see, he goes for the Ice Fang. Let's see if I can live it. It's going down, and he holds on with 35 HP. Stunfisk, you beast. Physically defensive Stunfisk. Never underestimate this motherfucker. Now, I am kind of sad that his static didn't go off during the whole game, but usually Stunfisk is kind of an annoying hacks god due to his access to things like static and discharge and scald. But anyway, it was a great game, Hardyt3kyoyo. I had a good time playing this one. A little bit hacksy, but what game isn't? To be fair, I don't know. The hacks have been crazy in all my games recently. I don't know what's going on, but I had a good time. It was fun. It was a pretty good match. Pretty straightforward. There was a lot of spamming going on, like the Dark Pulse spam and the Earth Power spam, but it all seemed to come from my walls for some reason. My walls ended up being the ones sweeping. Whatever, but it was pretty fun, guys. Again, please go ahead and check out Hardy's channel. It is in the description. He makes good videos, and especially if you like Pokemon, he makes Pokemon videos as well, and he definitely makes them faster than I do. We all know how quickly I put out my Pokemon videos. Not very. And yeah, so I'm going to take off, guys. It is really hot in my room. I'm going to turn my fan back on now that I'm done recording because I am sweating balls. I'll see you later.